Many students struggle with chemistry because they do not know what the subject entails. The subject is too abstract for them, so they usually give up. But if you think about it, what is actually chemistry? You think chemistry is all about chemical reactions. Chemical reactions is everywhere around us. That's what we study in chemistry. For instance, burning of substances. You study what happens when you burn a substance. Like you burn fuel in your vehicles. After burning that fuel, you can't drive your vehicles. Rusting an iron of iron is another chemical reaction. You study it and so that you know ways to stop iron, prevent iron rusting. Because of the composition of baking powder. Baking powder you use in your bread to make your bread soft. That's chemistry. When you apply heat to it, it decomposes. So it's not really as abstract as you think. Once you put it in mind that studying chemical reactions that happen all around us, it becomes interesting. So the first step is in chemistry is for you to be able to predict the products formed from a chemical reactions. Once you think about it like this, I'm trying to know more about chemical reactions and what will be formed. So it starts getting interesting. Let's look at this question. Calcium carbonate of mass 1 gram was heated until no further change. Calculate the mass of the residue formed. So I know that this is a decomposition reaction of calcium carbonate. So I start thinking, what will I do? So because I've read my decomposition reaction about calcium carbonate, I know that the calcium carbonate, which is CaCO3, is a solid. Now I've read it. I know that it's going to decompose into CaO, which is a solid. Then at the same time, it will release carbon dioxide gas in the atmosphere. So when you decompose it now, the residue formed is this CaO. So that's it. So that means CaCO3. Let's get the molar mass. So CaCO3. So this is that carbon is 12. So calcium is 40. Calcium 40 plus carbon 12 plus 3 oxygen. That means 3 times 16. So if you solve the molar mass of it, it's going to give you 100 grams. So that was CaCO3. So let's get the molar mass of CaO. So for CaO, calcium is what? 40. Oxygen is what? 16. So it was 15. 56. So that means if you decompose the whole of 100 grams of CaCO3, you're going to get 56 grams of CaO. So if you decompose 100 grams of CaCO3, the whole 100 gram, you are going to produce 56 grams of what? CaO. Because I know in a reaction, whatever you decompose here will form the other one. Now, but we didn't decompose 100 grams. They said that the question will decompose 1 gram. So if we decompose 1 gram, what will be formed? We can call it X. So what we can do now is that we can cross multiply. So we have that, you cross multiply, so that 100x, x times 100x, then 1 times 56 is what? 50. 1 times, okay, this is 56. 56. So 1 times 56 is what? 56. So we divide both sides by 100. So x is equal to 56 over 100. So the x will now give us what? 0.56 grams. So the mass of the residue formed is actually 0.56 grams of CaO. So this thing was actually interesting for me to do because I understood that what happened here now was it was heated and it was decomposed. And because of I have read my reactions of decomposition, I was able to solve it. So to make chemistry study more interesting for you, you should be able to predict the products formed from a chemical reaction. From there, it starts getting interesting. Thanks.